Hello, World Stuttering Network. We have a special guest with us today, Coach Mark from Australia. Mark, we have tried to do this podcast, try to line up our schedule for a few months, and I'm so glad that this finally happened. Um, uh, you had some really good stuff for the World Stuttering community, so thank you for doing this.
It's my pleasure, Tom. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So, could you tell us a little about yourself a- and introduce yourself to the World Stuttering community?
Yeah, my pleasure. Hey everyone, so my name's Coach Mark. I'm 29 at the moment, and ever since I was 18 years old, from the day I was born till I was 18, I could not speak a sentence properly. You could not hear, yeah, like a full sentence from me, and every word that came out of my mouth was out of fear, very much out of fear. And yeah, my beautiful mum, she took me to this program in Australia, in Melbourne, Australia. So I'm from Sydney, Australia. We had to travel to Melbourne. And yeah, they taught me some techniques on how to control my speech, and that changed my life. Honestly, it because 18 is when we finish school and we go on to the bigger years to college, to university, as we like to call it. And yeah, it was a blessing because I could have gone into uni with still the same mindset of just like everyone hates me, I can't speak. But thankfully, I went into uni with with a whole new life. You couldn't get me to shut up. I was so happy. I was so happy that I had this new superpower now to
Yeah.
talk. It's crazy how much we take it for granted. Crazy. But then I was studying to be an accountant. Didn't like that too much at all. Both my parents were accountants, and yeah, I kind of fell into that field. And then I got a job at a big flight company in Australia. I'm not sure if you've heard of Flight Centre,
No.
but yeah, I was in the accounts team for Flight Centre. We manage a lot of bookings and stuff. And that's when COVID hit. So this was 2020.
Right.
And when COVID hit, I lost my job. I mean, they let everyone who has not been there for at least 6 months to just go. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Flights, there's no jobs for us, so it makes sense. Like all the borders around the world were shut. And that's when, but I've always been into the gym. Gym's been something that I've been doing since I was 15, 16 years old. And even though I told you guys at the start that I couldn't speak a sentence until I was 18, when I started the gym at 15, when I started to see some difference in my body, my confidence grew. Don't get me wrong, my stutter was still not the best, but I still had a bit of confidence. I still knew that, wow, I'm putting myself through pain. You know, like when you lift very heavy, when you run a lot, when you put your body under so much immense pressure, and then you get through to it, the end of a session, you think to yourself, wow, I can do something. I'm not a piece of crap after all. Like I am capable of something, right?
Right.
So yeah, gym's been always something that's been in my life. I've always loved to take care of myself. When I first started, it was not for the right reasons. It was to get more attention,
Right.
get jacked, muscular, get attention from girls and everything like that.
Right.
But I gained so much more. So after I lost my job as an accountant, I decided, let's just go all out of my dream. I've always wanted to own a gym. I've always wanted to be a personal trainer. I became one. And that's when I stuck to being a coach. And then I delved into like, I've got a stutter. So why don't I help people with what I have? And yeah, that's when I started to really delve into the online space, right? Because I was a PT in Australia, in Sydney, for a couple of gyms, but I knew I can make much more of an impact, and that's when I joined a lot of groups, and that's how I met Tom in his Facebook group. I met a lot of other people as well, and yeah, it's been a blessing, and the goal is to just keep going further and further. And because I do know that there's a big correlation between getting fit, building muscle, and your speech and your confidence. So, yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. I'm hoping that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, there definitely is a relationship. Several years ago, so this young guy came up to me at a stuttering support conference, and and he said, "Tom, what can I do to help my stuttering?" So this young guy's in his late teens. Uh, so I said two words to him. I said, "Build muscle." And so we started talking about it, and Mark, the internet blew up. I was accused of body shaming. People, I am um, uh, uh, about I accept my body. You're pushing a false expectation for people, and 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 so my response was, well, so if you're happy with how you look, how you feel, that's great. That is like no problem. Um, so it works for you. But the health benefits and just the mental clarity, the mental cleanse that comes from having a regular workout routine, um, it helps so many things, and it really uh, helps your stutter, strangely enough. Um, so my son Sam, when he was uh, 15, Sam weighed about 110 pounds. He was 5'10", and uh, Sam stutters also. And and so he got to the point where he wanted to go to the gym with me. So we started going to the gym. He was shy, very, very quiet. Uh, he was angry. Spent a lot of time playing video games, and stuff. So we started going to the gym. Mark, he left me in the dust after about 2 months. He really got into it. So, 50 pounds of lean muscle later, I mean, his whole demeanor changed, his whole confidence changed. He, um, he wasn't angry. He was just, he became calm, and you just see his confidence grow, you know, and, and, um, and he's made it part of his lifestyle now and has changed everything for him. So I've seen it like firsthand. So those uh, uh, two words that I said to that young man at the conference, I stand by him. Build muscle. So um,
I agree.
what kind of uh, what characteristics of building muscle, working out, um, relating to stuttering, have you directly relating to stuttering, have you seen?
What exercises in particular
What
is that what you asked on?
um, so what facets of working out uh, directly relate to stuttering that you've seen?
Yeah, it's a great question. I guess what you get from it, I'm not promising anyone that they will become fluent after you build muscle, after you get fit,
Right.
but it's more so just taking advantage of what you get from it. which is the confidence, the motivation, the clarity that you get, and also the that self-belief. Like I mentioned when I first started the gym, just getting through a workout made me realize, oh wow, I can actually get things done because back in school, even at uni, like my speech held me back a lot. Every single day was like a challenge for me. Like to do a speech was almost like death.
Yeah.
To even make genuine friendships was very, very hard. So the fact that yeah, after a workout, just knowing that you can put your body through anything and you can get through the other side, just that confidence that you get all the energy and all, but more so just that peace of mind, because I felt like my mind before the gym, it was rushing a lot. I'm naturally a big overthinker. I'm someone who likes to put a lot of judgment onto myself. I mean, that I feel like that comes from my culture as well. I've got a strict South Asian background, so we have high expectations. And yeah, it's almost, yeah, like I was kind of seen as like the black sheep in the
Oh,
family. So yeah, like
I'm so
so
sorry to hear that, man.
yeah, but it's a blessing. It's a
Oh,
blessing
okay.
because like I did feel bad at the start, but like now I'm just so happy to be on the path that I chose to be on. There's a quote saying that I would rather fail on my own terms than
Oh,
succeed on someone else's terms, if that makes sense. I could easily
total sense.
have a job. I could easily have some type of regular job, but I chose to take a bet on myself because I'm still young. And yeah, it's like just me just having this superpower now to talk because like I feel like I'm talking well now, but trust me, there are my moments when I do stutter a fair bit. But I guess it's just the warm presence that you have, Tom. And and I guess I've just been looking forward to having this conversation. Whenever we talk about self-help and self-growth, I love to talk about it. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, it's just like yeah, just to answer your question back again, like just having that, yeah, just going through those challenges, like not just the gym, because the gym allowed me to see what I was capable of. Since then, I've done marathons. I've done things
I,
that I didn't think my body could handle. And yeah, I'm looking to actually compete in the next few years as well in like a bodybuilding show, in a physique competition. And again, this is not just for the external benefits. It's not just to look good and everything like that, but it's more just for the mental. Do you know what I mean? So like I've
sure,
trained
sure.
many people who who don't have a stutter, but like just these small things of like just being consistent, coming to the gym, it helps them so much, with their relationship with their husband or their wife. It helps them get a lot closer to their children and it helps them just become better people in general. But yeah, it's just opened up a lot of doors, fitness, and I do think that everyone is capable. Like when we say like, especially like when me and you say like, what's the answer to stuttering? Build muscle. I don't want people to think that build muscle just means like you have to be like ultra jacked and like have
Right,
massive muscles and stuff.
right.
It's more just, yeah, just doing things that's right for you. Like just being a fitter version, just being a better version of you. If you can do something better than what you did yesterday, you will still reap all the benefits. So yeah, I'm hoping that makes sense.
Total sense. So you started talking about self-judgment, and so it makes me think of when Sam started going to the gym. He was so self-conscious.
Yeah.
He
How
was
old's your son, Tom?
uh, 23 now.
Oh, wow, I was young.
So he tried to ego lift. So he thought that people were judging him about lifting 5 pound weights. So he'd grab these 25s and he'd throw them up, and he was so worried that people were watching him. And I finally told him, I'm like, Sam, no one really cares, and uh, if you're lifting 50 pounds or 5 pounds, but they'll respect you if you do it right, if you use the right form. You know, that's when people respect you. And I told him that people are so consumed up with their own workout. They don't care how much you lift. They just want you to be off this machine, because they want to jump on it. I said, no one really
Hmm.
cares, so how does that gym self-judgment, uh, feeling that people are watching you work out, how does that relate to our stutter?
It's a great question. And yeah, it relates a lot to our stutter, right? In like that self, like especially for me, yeah, I'm someone who's very hard on myself. Like I even at school, when I'm thinking about when I was in class and when we were talking about we have like a careers thing at school where we talk about what do you want to do when you grow up, and all these thoughts come to your head like who's going to want to employ me? Does a
Yeah,
CEO really want a stutterer to be an employee? How am I going to be earning money to live if I can't even do the basic thing of having a conversation? All these destructive thoughts come, like even in a relationship. You know what I mean? Like I plan to have kids and a wife one day, and yeah, these thoughts have come up in the past of what girl is gonna want me? Wouldn't a girl want to have a guy who's charming, who can talk, who's charismatic, who can story tell, he's confident, he's ambitious, everything? Like all these thoughts were like a dark cloud going over my head. And yeah, in the gym, it's the exact same. Like with what your son did, Sam, every guy goes through that. We all come to the gym, we all have one ripper of a session, and then next minute we wanna be lifting the heaviest weight. We want to be showing off. But in the end, yeah, your son's right. Everyone is just consumed in their own world in the gym. No one cares as much. And it's funny. People might not care, but there are also guys in like those big guys. You might find them intimidating, but they're actually like the loveliest
yeah,
people to talk to.
yeah, sure.
So yeah, like when I first got past that self-judgment in the gym, when I got past that, like at the end of the day, no one cares. We are all fighting our own demons in the gym. For me, it was my speech, but maybe the lady next to me, she's fighting. Maybe she lost her mum last week, and she's here to just be mentally sane. The guy to my right, he might have had a miscarriage last
Yeah,
week,
yeah,
and he's fighting through that. You never know what anyone is going through, but we all know that if you're at the gym, it shows a lot. You just being there. It doesn't matter if you're lifting 1 kg or 50 kgs. Like at least you're there. You're putting yourself through some type of stress. And yeah, it took me a while, but I got over that. And yeah, it just kind of related so much to my speech as well. You know what I mean? Like when I first started, yeah, like as I mentioned, there was a lot of self-judgment, all these thoughts about, what's gonna happen? Like, are people gonna even want to take me seriously in 10 years' time? But but yeah, you realize like it's a gift. It really is a gift. Like if someone asks me, do I have a stutter? I'll be like, yeah, yeah, I definitely do. And it's not something that I'm shy about. And I used to be very insecure about it, but now it's just a part of me.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I use it as self motivation as well, because I realize like, so you're mean to t tell me that I have a stutter, but I still went to school, got an education. I've had relationships in the past with some beautiful, gorgeous girls. I've done speeches in front of hundreds of people. I've
Mhm.
represented my college in multiple t times in speeches, in sports, and everything. And like I was able to hold a big job here in Australia. And now I'm an entrepreneur and I'm running my own business where I
Awesome.
get to help people for
Yeah.
a living.
Yeah.
And the thing is like I'm still not done yet. I'm 29
Yeah.
years old, right? I'm still not done yet.
Right.
This is just like I'm just scratching the surface.
Right.
Like I'm gonna be heading into my 30s in about 6 months time, and I'm hungry for more. So it's more like, yeah, I feel like a lot of people have found inspiration in me, and I think that's why people want to work with me because like they realize like, wow, he has a starter, but he doesn't care. He still
Yeah.
doesn't let anything
Yeah.
stop him, and that's what really gets me going,
Yeah.
and that's what I like to inspire onto my clients and to anyone who's watching this and to anyone who comes my way. Like it doesn't matter what it is. Like a stutter is one thing, but there's people out there who don't have an arm, don't have a leg. I used to be a support worker. So I used to take care of people with special needs. I see, I still do. I still do. And I've met a lot of people who have permanent damage that has been done. Damage meaning like, they might have had a car accident, or they were
Sure.
born with something that they can't help. And I've got a cousin as well who's got Down syndrome.
Oh.
And yeah, so I feel like with what I have, I'm still very lucky in comparison to other people. So that perspective helps a lot. It helps a lot because there's always someone who's far greater than you. And I always wake up thinking like, hey, I can breathe. I've got a nose, I've got a mouth, I've got two arms, and yeah, there's absolutely no reason as to why you should stop. So yeah, that self-judgment, it took a while, but it's a
Yeah.
great, I think the gym is fantastic for anything.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
self-judgment, if you can get past yourself, it just translates to every other aspect of your
Yeah.
life. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy, but it's possible. Anything's possible. Actually, not anything. Everything is possible.
Everything is possible.
Yeah.
Like that. Or write down another one of your quotes, man. Everything's possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we go to the gym. We think everyone's looking at us, and they're really consumed with their own lives, with their own stuff, as you talked about. It's like going, stopping at Starbucks for a coffee. There's a long line, and we go up and we stutter on our name, and we think everybody's looking at us, everyone's paying attention to us, but really, just like the gym, everyone is consumed with their own lives, with their own stuff. No one really pays attention,
For sure.
you know? Yeah, yeah. So you started talking about how you spoke in front of hundreds of people. Okay. Uh, did you just one day um, walk on stage, grab the microphone, and speak to 1,000 people? Did you just one day go to the gym and bench press 300 pounds? Or how does that work?
Wow. Tom, I wish it was that easy. I really wish it was that easy. But yeah, no, it took work. It took a lot of work. It was yeah, at uni, and well, there's two big speeches that I did which really transformed my life, I think. First one was at my college, university. I'm not sure if it's the same in America, but in college for us in uni, we have a bunch of societies. So like it's a big university that I went to, and it caters for all degrees, like accountants, engineers, lawyers, doctors, everything. So, but there's different societies, so it's just a way for you to make friends. I joined this society where they helped. people, women, refugees to settle down in Australia, and it's a society where they help women come into Australia, and they also help students with mental health. And every single year they have this thing called nationals, which is pretty much my university versus all the other universities in like a competition to see who can pitch their project the best. So there was an application process because like they had to pick four speakers to join to represent the university. And yeah, I applied and I got it. Yeah, and so I was one of four people, and it was nerve-wracking, but it was something that I just kept practicing every single time. Like I don't think people realize how bad my stutter was because it was I think only my mum and my dad and my sister and my aunties and uncles they know exactly how bad it was. So yeah, for me, I'm a workhorse. I'm someone who likes to just get the reps in. Just
That's
like I
what
do.
it sounds like. Yeah.
That's just like I love to get the reps in at the gym.
Yeah.
I apply the exact same logic to here. So for our speech, I just I was obsessed with it. So I said the speech in the shower, in the toilet, while I'm driving,
Yeah.
everything. And I just got it to a point where like there was one time when I said the speech and everyone was like, "Whoa, Mark, why do you sound so much better now?" And yeah, I just took the compliment and I just kept going. And yeah, I eventually got to that stage where, and it was like a group. So there was like the round of 16, they had the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the final. We made it to the final, and but we unfortunately came, I believe, third or second. It was heartbreaking because I
Yeah.
am
Of
very
course.
competitive.
Of course.
But yeah, that was like a big turning point in my
Oh
life
man.
because like yeah, like I just
Yeah.
didn't think that I could do that so well.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just another like eureka moment. Like my first eureka moment was in the gym, when I just got through a workout and I knew that I could do it. But my second one was definitely after that speech. It was very profound. It's on YouTube as well. You can have
Oh,
a
okay.
watch.
Okay.
And my second one was actually last year. This time last year, it was my sister's wedding day. And yeah, my parents asked me to do a speech. And yeah, it was emotional. It was very
Yeah.
emotional. It was touching.
Yeah.
And I received a lot of compliments afterwards as well. Just with how deep I went
Yeah.
and how confident that I was. Like my best compliments, like my favorite compliment, sorry, is always like, Mark, I loved how calm you were.
Yeah.
Like I didn't speak on anyone else's terms, it was on my terms. So I took my breath, I took my time, just like I do in the gym. When you go into the gym, you can't just
Perfect.
grab weight and just go hard. Otherwise, you're going to injure yourself. Otherwise, you're going to end up in hospital or the physio or something. So yeah, I think it's a perfect resemblance. Like just you, as much as you can take, if you whatever you do with your body, I think it can perfectly translate to how you can do it with your speech. If you're having a conversation with someone, you don't have to feel rushed to talk to them. Even if someone asks me a question, you're not obligated to just respond straight away. Take a breath. Take your time. Focus on eye contact because as you know as well, Tom, like most communication is not done verbally. Most communication is done with your eye contact, with your tone, with your body language, like your posture, how you say it is much louder than your actual words.
Yeah.
So So yeah,
Absolutely.
it's just a better experience, when you talk when you're ready. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So Yeah, and it just perfectly relates to the gym as well. Like I've been blessed to coach a lot of people. And yeah, it's just about, yeah, because there's a lot of beauty in you just being you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
There's a lot of beauty because like you are a rare piece of DNA. Just because there's 8 billion people in this world, it doesn't mean you have to just mesh with the crowd and be a sheep. Like, yeah, I want you to find your voice. I want everyone to find their voice.
yeah,
And
yeah,
there's always hope. There's no yeah, it's never too late. I've coached people who are 60. I've coached people as young as 6 years old. Like there's always something that you can do to improve yourself. And
definitely.
yeah. I'm hoping that makes sense, Tom.
Oh, absolutely. Great stuff here. Yeah, so when it comes to competitions, it doesn't matter if it's bodybuilding competitions, public speaking competitions, whatever. So if I'm not disappointed because I didn't come in first, then I think that I'm doing something wrong because I always want to win. So I definitely understand, that you felt a little disappointment in that public speaking, but the takeaway is that you did it, man. I mean, you went through the levels and you spoke in front of several hundred people. That's really amazing. You know, and my takeaway from what you said is it's just like at the gym, you start small. You start with the smaller weights. You get the form down, you get the confidence, and it's just like with speaking. You don't walk out on stage and grab a microphone and speak in front of 1,000 people. You start small. You do those small steps. The small risk. You do something that you've never done before. You challenge yourself to order for yourself at the restaurant. Once you feel comfortable with that, you challenge yourself to even a more of increased risk. Speaking on the phone. So you start small and then you gradually build yourself up to speaking in front of 1,000 people, which is possible for sure. So I wanted to talk to you about. I'm sure it's the same globally, but we have infomercials galore. Here's the quick way. Here here's the device that's going to give you six-pack abs in 7 days. So when it comes to speech, so we see that throughout the stuttering world. You know, eliminate stuttering in 3 days. We've
Hmm.
got these programs for sale. So how do you think about the quick fix mentality?
The quick fix mentality. It's a great question. And I've definitely received and met a lot of people who want that quick rush. They want the quick results. And quite simply, yeah, especially at this time of year when Christmas is around the corner and
Oh
people,
yeah,
get muscles or get jacked before Christmas.
yeah.
And what I say to people is it's definitely something that's a lot long term. It is possible to achieve weight goals and to achieve whatever you want to do, like in a short amount of time. But my goal for everyone is to just keep it. Okay. So if you come to me with a goal of wanting to lose a certain amount of weight or gain a certain amount of strength, I want you to achieve that plus keep it. Same with my speech. I want to speak well. I want to speak fluently, but I also want to keep doing it for the rest of my life or for as long as I can. So my approach to quick fixes is I'm not a fan of it. I'm really not because it just not only is it not going to work because you're going to burn yourself out, you're going to injure yourself, and yeah, it's just not something that's sustainable. Same with your speech. Like if you have an event, if you have a speech that you have to do, if you have a work thing or whatever, it is, yes, you can speak well. You can prep yourself to speak well in that one thing, but afterwards, if you come home and then you go back to your old ways, I don't really see much point in that. I'd rather do things that are going to help you in the long run. So that way, if you have a speech next week or if you have something spontaneous coming up, you will just always be speaking the way you're speaking, if that makes sense. So it's the same with your weight goals. Like, I personally, as a coach, I practice everything that I preach. I've never gotten someone to do something that I haven't done because it just doesn't feel right and genuine to me. And it's just not fair as well because I like if someone comes to me with like a goal that that I don't even know how to do, I don't want to take your cash because I'm not the coach for you. I'll just refer you to someone else who's more qualified. So I only do things that I know work. And yeah, and it's just, and I don't want you to waste your time. And I don't want me to waste my time either. So yeah, I practice things every single day. So I eat well, I train well, I try to sleep well. Sleeping is always a struggle, and I try to drink water every single day. And that way I don't need to prep myself for Christmas. I don't need to prep myself for Easter. I don't need to prep myself or get ready for my birthday or something because I'm always in shape. I am always in a body that I am comfortable to look at. Again, it's not always about the muscles or the abs or the six pack. It's just about have you done something? Like, can you respect the person that you're looking at the mirror? And and that definition could be different for anyone. For me, like for someone, it could be to lose weight. For someone else, it could be to look happier, to be healthier. So whatever that respect means to you, you should go towards that. And it's the same with your speech. I do things every day. Like I try my best so I do like breathing exercises pretty much every single day. Just coastal breathing, just to really
Hmm.
calm down my nervous system and just to get my mind to just calm down. And yeah, plus I make it a habit to try and have a conversation every single day as well. That way I'm always practicing my, yeah, like my vocals and everything. And even in the gym, I've found that like if I do cardio at the gym, it generally helps me speak a lot louder as well. And when you speak loud, like when you try to speak loud, I'm not sure if you can also re relate to this, Tom, but like when I speak loud, I also generally stutter less. Like if I pretend that I'm
Oh yeah.
speaking
Oh
to
yeah.
someone,
Yeah.
it helps me like a lot. So just to answer your question, yeah, it's a quick fix is yeah, it's just not something that's sustainable. I'd rather do things every day so I can always be in shape. I can always speak the best that I can speak instead of just having a quick fix and then just after that, just burning off and crashing. I'm hoping that that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Got a question for you, Coach Mark. Do
hmm
you accept the fact that you are a person who stutters?
Do I accept the fact that I am a person that stutters? I mean, I've never actually thought about this question. I'm not gonna
Okay.
lie.
So the reason for my question is that some would argue that a person who works on their speech, that wants to improve their communication, that they don't accept that they're a person who stutters. Just like So if you go to the gym and want to improve the way that you look and feel, that's not based on acceptance. It's better just to accept yourself as is.
Yeah.
How do you feel
No,
about acceptance?
I think self-awareness is very important in order to grow with anything. Being self-aware of where you're at helps a lot. So in that aspect, sure, I can consider myself as someone who does have a stutter, but at the same time, I also like to adopt that mindset of, which might sound a bit toxic, but I like to just not label myself with things. The
Yeah,
way that I've grown up, the way throughout my 20s, I have adopted this mindset of like, I'm not even going to label myself as someone who, yeah, just feels anything bad, who gets depressed or anything like that. Like, if you, there's a quote that I got, and I'm hoping I'm saying it right, but if you don't even, there's no demons to handle if you don't even know if like if you don't have I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Like I heard it a long time ago, but if you're like in your mind, if you pretend like things are not there, they are generally not there, if that makes sense. So like
yeah, sure,
in
sure.
base, like if you just don't label yourself with anything negative and you label yourself with just positive things, like I am confident. I am someone who speaks well. I am someone who has the ability to impact thousands of people.
Yeah,
Okay. So if I just continually do that, then yeah, that I also agree with that aspect too. So yeah, like do I consider myself a stutterer? I mean there's self-awareness. So yeah, I do have my moments
yeah,
where I might stumble, but at the same time, I also like to adopt that mindset of, like I don't even identify myself with anything bad. So that way, and yeah, that's kind of worked for me throughout my life. Yeah.
great thoughts, man. Great thoughts. How do you push yourself to go to the gym during the hard days? See, where you just want to plop down on the couch, turn on Netflix. You don't want to be around people. You don't want to push yourself through the workout. You just want to take it easy. And as
Hmm.
it relates to stuttering, there's some days, Mark, that we're just going through that down cycle. You know, we have our positive times with stuttering, and we've got, the times that we don't want to say anything. So
Yeah.
how do you push yourself to go to the gym, and how do you push yourself to keep putting yourself in high risk speaking situations?
Hmm. Great question.
Through the hard time. I mean, when you don't want to, when you
Of
just want to
course,
just shut yourself, you want to shut all of that out. How do you push yourself through it?
your future success doesn't care about the validity of your excuses.
Where do you
That's
come up with this stuff? That's awesome.
it's not mine. It's not mine. I heard it from somewhere else, but it's a very strong quote. Yeah. Like
Wow. Wow.
your future success doesn't care about how valid your excuses are. And it's something that I like to
Wow.
talk about.
Yeah.
And and yeah, it's a great question because like I can only go to the gym, Tom, at 5:30 in the morning because I have a lot going on throughout my week. So the only time that I have for myself is in the morning, is that morning. Even if I have a whole free day, I always that's my standard, 5:30 in the gym. 5 a.m. I wake up, I might answer some DMs from 5 to 5:15 a.m. And then I literally just put on my gym outfit, brush my teeth, of course, and then I head to the gym, which is about a 5 minute drive. And yeah, there are
Yeah.
definitely, especially in the winter. I'm someone who gets cold very easily, so especially in the winter, it is tough. It is very, very tough. But I do know that it definitely makes my day a lot easier when you get the hardest thing out of the way just done. Because no one wants to be putting themselves through that much pain in the gym, lifting all that weight or going hard on the treadmill or going to a class. Like, who does that? Not many people in this world like to do that. So, yeah, when you put your body through something like that in the morning, you are just set to conquer the rest of your day. And yeah, like to answer your question, Tom, like how do I push past it? Like, yeah, I've got non-negotiables for myself. As
Oh,
in
okay.
non-negotiables meaning like I've got goals that I want to be hitting in the next few months.
Right.
And yeah, like I mentioned, I'll be hitting my 30s next year. So I do want to have a level of financial success.
Right.
And yeah, my body is just, it's your business card. Well, without even having to talk, your body is your business card, right? So people see you first before they see what comes out of your mouth. They see you first before the resume for the job that you want to apply to. And yeah, this just and like that level of attitude, like that level of commitment that I have towards bettering myself, bettering my physique, I feel like that just transcends to my speech as well. Because now whenever I have a challenge, when like I actively try my best to put myself in situations where I need to just speak. You know, so like even in uni, I used to like make it a habit to, even if I don't have a question that's valid to ask, like I still asked, hey, like I asked something about the task, just so I can practice my mouth. And don't get me wrong, there are times where I just don't want to do that at all. I really don't. But again, I look at myself, I feel how sore I am because I went to the gym in the morning
Yep.
and I realize like in my opinion, there's no point in having a good physique if you can't, like if you don't have a brain as well. Do you know what I mean? Like I definitely used to be like a gym junkie, someone whose personality was just the gym. And that's not something that I wanted to be known as. Like I want to have a good physique, but I also want to have a good mindset.
Yeah.
And I also want to have a voice. So yeah, so I guess like me pushing myself in the gym and just going hard there has really helped me to just, yeah, not be afraid to just put myself out there. Not be afraid to, yeah, just open my mouth. And even if something bad happens, because trust me, there are times where I've definitely stammered in places where I did not want to stammer and I've embarrassed myself. I'm still glad I did that. I'd rather do that than just be quiet and not say anything at all. So yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Let me pause this for about 30 seconds for a refill. I'll be right back. I'll just press pause just for about 30
No worries.
seconds. But
No
dude,
worries.
this is an awesome podcast. I mean, I've been writing down so many quotes of yours. I need to turn to the next page. This is great. I'll be right back. All right. We're back. So, Coach Mark, how important is recovery to building muscle and and how important is that same concept to your stuttering, giving ourselves a chance to recover?
It's a great question. It's a great question. Recovery is paramount. Paramount. It's something that I didn't pay as much attention to in my earlier 20s because I was just a young kid who wanted to just get big and get muscles, and I just went to the gym every single day. but I paid the price for it. I did get injured quite a lot. My lower back started to hurt. And yeah, it was the same thing. Yeah, with my speech. Like, you need to preserve that. Like, as much as I felt like I got a superpower to now finally be able to speak, you also now need to worry about your energy, who you give that to. And even me, I don't consider myself perfect by any means. I still have my moments, I still have my days where I wish I could have spoken a bit better or a lot better. And I've definitely stumbled and embarrassed myself, yeah, in front of people who I didn't want to embarrass myself in. And the most important thing that you can do is just not go back to your old ways of self-destruction. Because when I used to do that in my early schooling days where I couldn't speak a sentence, yeah, it's just all negative thoughts like, oh my God, what are you doing? You're never going to be able to do this. You're never going to be able to have a job. You're never going to be able to have a wife and kids and stuff like that. But now, after having a lot of experience, after doing the speeches that I did, after meeting some wonderful people, you start to develop reference experience. You start to have flashbacks of things that you did awesome in, and yeah, like I even keep a note, like I use Microsoft OneNote and I just keep a list of all the amazing things that I've done. And yeah, that's what helps me in my darker days. And I feel like that's very important in your recovery because, yeah, I'm going to be 30 years old in 6 months, but yeah, I'm definitely going to stumble again. I'm definitely going to stutter in throughout my 30s, 40s, and 50s. Even though I will try not to, it's going to happen. But I now am a lot less destructive towards myself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
And plus, I also think it's a blessing as well because I think even my kids, like I want them to know that dad had this. He had a stutter, and he overcame it. And like I don't see it any differently from anyone else. Like, I'm a big soccer fan.
Okay.
Cristiano Ronaldo is my favorite.
Portugal. Yeah. All right.
Portuguese guy, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he's the GOAT. And even just watching his story, like he didn't have a stutter, but he grew up in a very poor country. His mum was close to getting an abortion for him. And yeah, like it was very hard to get to where he is. There were times in his life where he just could not get to it. And he's a unique footballer. He's someone who's very different. He's not, I mean, he is a team player, but he also loves to take the whole field on by himself. He's a lone soldier on the field.
Yeah.
And I relate that a lot with me and with what we have our speech because it is very easy for us to view ourselves as the lone soldier. And yeah, that's exactly how you should reframe it. You shouldn't reframe yourself as the black sheep. You should reframe yourself as just a soldier who's by himself in the battlefield and he might get shot a few times. Hell, I've been
Yeah.
shot. I've been shot this year times as well. But the difference is I'm still here. I'm still
Yeah.
breathing and I'm still confident in everything. And I feel like that's how everyone should view themselves. So yeah, at the gym, recovery, very important. Otherwise, you're gonna pay for it. And yes, same with your speech because like even in the gym, even if I can't do something in the gym, I still remember how far I've come. I look at myself in the mirror and I look at how far I've grown. And yeah, it's the same with your speech. Even if you get shot a couple of times, it doesn't matter at all because yeah, you know how far you've come. You know the battles that other people don't see that you
Hmm.
fought.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
yeah, it's like a personal win for yourself as well. So yeah, I'm hoping that all makes sense.
Oh, totally, totally, totally. Great thoughts. So, what happens to muscle when you stop working out, and what happens to your stutter when you stop pushing yourself to speak, and when you stop putting yourself in those high risk speaking situations?
Love these questions, Tom. I love these questions. Yeah. Um, Complacency is real. Very, very real. If you do the same thing in the gym constantly, you're gonna get the same results. People have this misconception where they just need to do the same thing and, like not change their diet, not change their macros and stuff. And that's simply just not true. Just like you get older every single year, your body also changes every single year. Your metabolism, your hormones, your energy levels, and what you can do, what you can tolerate, something that you might not even have had 10 years ago, you might have now. So, yeah, you need to constantly be changing things up, and you need to also constantly be smart about it as well. If you don't go to the gym, you're not going to reap the rewards. And yeah, this just relates a lot to your speech as well. Just because you did something amazing, like a very nice speech, or you've been speaking well all day, it doesn't mean that you put your foot off the gas pedal. You need to always continually just make it a part of you. That's the
Yeah,
way I like to say it because like for
yeah,
me, it's not a challenge for me now to like talk to people because it's just in my everyday thing. I say good morning to my parents every day or most days.
yeah,
And I speak to my friends. I mean like yeah, like I see them every time. Like even in the gym, since I go at the same time every day, like people expect me, so it's just
yeah.
natural to talk to them.
Right.
And even like if there's someone new at the gym, like I'm not afraid to, yeah, just go say hi or even
Right.
just have that. Yeah, I feel like the gym is a great place to meet people because it tells you a lot about you, right? It tells you a lot about you. Like if you're coming at whatever time and you're in the gym, that in itself shows. Like I don't have any type of judgment or anything like that. Like I find it disgusting when like how toxic social media can be.
Yeah.
There's people out there who are overweight who go to the gym and they're still getting people who speak nasty things about them, and I just don't understand that at all. Like whoever's at the gym, like if you're at the gym, it's a respectable thing. I want the gym is not just a place for people who look great. Okay. I encourage anyone and everyone to go to the gym. Like I want my mum, like one of my dreams is to have my mum come to the gym with me so I can train with her. There was a time when I saw a young lad in my gym who bought his mum and I literally went up to him. I shook his hand and I'm like, mate, you are doing a phenomenal job. More guys should be like you.
Yeah.
And I sent a picture to my mum, hoping that she would follow those footsteps as well. And yeah, she
Yeah.
sent me a text back saying that, oh man, she must be just like you, Mark. And yeah, that made me happy. That made me smile because yeah, I think it's important. And it's a beautiful place and I do want to make it something that's welcoming to everyone because yeah, we all need it. Like your body is the only vessel that you get to experience life in. Doesn't matter how much money you make. You could be a multi-millionaire. You could be someone who works at McDonald's. At the end of the day, like if your vessel that you have, like your body, if you can't move, there's no point in having so many millions in your bank account, right?
Right.
So yeah, Yeah, you need to, yeah, it doesn't matter how rich you are because at the end of the day, like if you can't move, if you can't function, there's no point. So, yeah, yeah.
You brought up some good points about community. So, how important would you say is it to open yourself up to community at the gym, and likewise open yourself up to the stuttering community?
Yeah, I think it's very important. In the stuttering, I mean they both go hand in hand always. And yeah, I think it's very important to get amongst a community because it's good for your mental health to have other people who are going the same journey as you is it gives you a perspective. It gives you like a brotherhood or like a sisterhood as well. And yeah, there's another quote that I love to see. Like, if you can go far by yourself, but if you go with people, then you will go way further. Like, it's always better to have a team than just to go by yourself as a lone soldier.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And yeah, I feel like it saves a lot of lives as well. Because if it wasn't for the stuttering community, like if it wasn't for the program that I went to when I was 18, yeah, I don't think I'll be the person that I am today. Like you need to get amongst everything. You need to, yeah, we're all human. Like beneath, because I'm brown, Tom, you're white. We know a lot of people from mixed cultures and backgrounds, but beneath the skin color,
yeah,
we're all the exact same.
yeah,
We've all got blood, we've all got bones, we've all got muscle.
yeah,
So, yeah, I think it's very important because like we are all the same and we are all in this journey to,
yeah,
yeah, achieve happiness. And you'll be shockingly surprised that how many people you can connect with and how many people have jumped the hurdles or going through battles that,
yeah,
yeah, that they may have already fought. So it's always good to have that perspective. And yeah, it just saves you a lot of time as well. You know, it saves you a lot of time. And I feel like that's why it's very important to for people to get a coach, you know, like hire me as a coach, not just for me to get paid, but it can drastically improve your learning curve. You going to the gym by yourself versus you getting me to give you a helping hand. It's yeah, it just skyrockets your learning curve, and yeah, you might get perspectives, and yeah, it just helps a lot. It helps a lot. But yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things about community because like you can meet other people who have fought the battles that you might be fighting right now. And that could be any battle.
yeah,
It could be your speech, it could be your marriage, it could be your relationship, job, anything. So yeah, it's incremental that we get together.
yeah, yeah. So when someone comes to you and they get frustrated after 7 days, after 30 days because they're not seeing the results that they want. I mean, it's just like someone going to professional speech therapy and after a couple sessions, well, I still stutter. I haven't seen any improvement in the way that I approach my stutter. So uh, how do you explain to people that it's really a long game, and it's not something that's going to happen instantaneously? So how do you keep people from getting disappointed and not getting quicker results?
Yeah, Tom, it's one of the biggest challenges that we face as a coach because
Oh,
the world that we live in now, we're addicted, you know, to that instant gratification. You know,
yeah,
we can get everything instantly.
yes,
If you
gotta
want
happen
food,
now.
exactly. If you want food, you can get Uber Eats. If you want a date for the weekend, swipe on Tinder, Bumble,
Swipe
Hinge.
left or swipe. right or something,
Yeah,
and you got a date.
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't been on those apps in a long time, but yeah, so yeah, it's like even on net, like if you want to watch like a film, there's no
Yeah,
need to go to the movies, right? All you need to do
yeah.
is just get a Netflix account.
Click. Yeah,
Yeah, people are just so addicted to that instant thing, and unfortunately, unfortunately, that's not the way your health works. That's not the way that great things work. You know, great things take time. And yeah, if you do want to achieve something, that's fantastic. Like, as we know, Rome was not built in a day.
yeah,
And yeah, it's a constant battle of because like even with social media, like with TikTok, when it blew up in COVID, like it's just instant, like people get bored very easily. And yeah, it can be a bit of a toxic world that we live in. So yeah, in terms of how I get people to get out of that mindset is I just pretty much tell them up front. I preface it at the start, as in I can guarantee you results, but it all depends. But there is a timely thing. It's you will need to give me a few months to get that done.
yeah.
And plus also yeah, like I make it very clear from the get-go exactly how this is going to work.
Hmm.
And people think it's just about the gym, going to the gym and doing this stuff, but it's no, there's a lot of habits that I get my clients to
Perfect.
ingrain themselves into like habits as in like as much as I care about what you do in the gym, I care about every other aspect of your life as well. So I put habits on your sleep. So you tell me exactly how many hours is realistic for you to get sleep, how
Yep.
much water you can drink, how much can you walk, and yeah, if you have any other habits that are destructive, for example, if you snack a lot, if you drink soft drinks, if you eat fast food, you have to give me, yeah, there's an agreement that's made. And yeah, and I feel like I always relate that to my speech as well, because most of my clients know that I do have a stutter.
Yep.
And yeah, like I always tell them, like it was a long-term thing. It
Yeah.
was not something that just happened like that. It was something, even after I learnt the tools and the skills to speak how I'm speaking to you now, to actually execute it and to consistently do it every single week it takes work. You know,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of work. And yeah, and people are normally pretty humbled as well. You know, when you go to the gym and they think that they can lift all this weight, like I'm sure your son Sam and me as well, when I was
Yeah.
Sam's age.
Well, we all did that.
uh, yeah, exactly. When I tried to lift some heavy ass weight
Yeah.
and it just
Yeah. Yeah.
it did not work, it humbles you
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
It makes you realize it's easy for a big jacked person to say that they can lift 100 kgs, but when you want to work towards that goal, you realize how hard it is, like you realize how heavy it actually is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like the gym is like a perfect, I guess, metaphor for
Yeah.
life. Like as much as it's like
Yeah.
as much as it gets you down, like in a squat, if you just use your perseverance and you just keep going and you get up to the top, yeah, physically how demanding that is to get that squat from here to here.
Yeah.
It's the exact same with your speech.
Yeah.
It's not something that is just going to happen like that. It's something that, yeah, you need to constantly work on every single day. I used to have this thing, Tom, when I was 18. I couldn't say W words and S words, Woolworths, water. I used to hate W words. So what did I do? Just reps. In the shower, I said every W word that I could think of. I just exhausted and I made my vocals just numb to that letter. And then eventually I've just done it so many times that it just became like just a habit
Yeah.
to me. So yeah, like we always know, practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
And this is no different. I truly do see stuttering For me personally, I see stuttering as a skill that you can get better at. Your speech is always a skill that you can just get better at. Same as the gym.
Mhm.
It's something that you can just do every single day and you can get better at it. It's the same with public speaking, with your leadership, with anything. Like, yeah, I do think that if you just have the patience and have the resilience and the discipline, I think you can definitely get there. And the gym is a great, like, yeah, it's a great, like arena to, yeah, to cultivate all those traits of discipline, adversity. Like, even if it's rain, hail, or shine, if you just get to the gym, it's a great metaphor for your speech because like yeah, rain, hail, or shine, just keep practicing it every single day. It doesn't matter if the world is crumbling because the weights don't care.
Yeah.
The weights are just there.
The weights
And I feel
don't
like
care.
yeah, exactly. And the weights are a great example of life. Like life, as beautiful as life doesn't care. Like you need to make the most out of life. And
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, it's up to you. It's really up to you. So yeah, yeah, I'm hoping that makes sense. I feel like I've said that
Absolutely.
every time I've
Absolutely.
finished a rant.
So stuttering self-therapy, if it really becomes a lifestyle, and so does becoming fit and going to the gym. It's a lifestyle. It's not
Yeah.
just, I'm going to the gym um, uh, 3 times per week for an hour, and I'm going to I'll do stuttering self-therapy, just a couple times a week. It becomes a lifestyle.
Hmm.
So yeah, there are so many parallels to becoming fit and healthy to stuttering.
Yep.
It's just unbelievable, and that's
Yep.
exactly why I couldn't wait for this podcast. I couldn't wait to talk to you. I really,
Likewise.
I just so appreciate your time. So we're speaking of time, we're kind of winding down now. I know that both of us have a pretty tight schedule. I mean, it took months for us to line up this this
Yeah,
podcast.
it
So,
did. It did.
so kind of in closing, I don't know if you have any thoughts that you'd like to any further thoughts that we haven't covered that you'd like to share with the World Stuttering community. We'd love to hear them.
No, I feel like we've covered everything, Tom. Yeah, if there was one thing that I can tell everyone who's watching this podcast, like from Australia, yeah, guys, just don't lose hope. Honestly, don't lose hope. It's life is a beautiful thing,
Yeah.
and life is much better with you in it. Don't forget that. You have a very special place. Like, I don't care who you are, how tall you are, how big you are, how you speak. Like, the world is a much better place when you're here. And I really encourage you to keep working on yourself. And yeah, if you guys do want to have a chat, my DMs are always open. I'm more than happy to talk about this stuff. I love talking about life, self-development, and just making you the best version of you. And yeah, I think this message needs to be out there. Like it is truly life-changing what that arena in the gym can do for you. So yeah, please don't give up. And yeah, thank you again, Tom, for your time and for having me on. And yeah, if you ever come to Australia, to Sydney, don't be afraid to hit me up. Hopefully by 2028, we can actually have like a full podcast set up with the mics and everything. Think that'll be cool. And yeah, I'd love to do this again one day in the future. And yeah, thank you again for your time.
Well, this is one of the best podcasts I've ever heard, Mark, and I was lucky enough to be part of it. I mean, I really enjoyed hearing your thoughts and getting to know you better. And I will encourage every young person to just listen to your words on this podcast, especially these young guys. Your late teens and your early 20s. It's really tough, as you're figuring things out. And I think that your words are going to help a lot of people. So really, really appreciate your time. And our paths, have crossed and will continue to cross many times. So I really appreciate your time. I'm proud to call you my friend. So thank you so much. I really appreciate this.
Thank, thank you, Tom. Thanks for your kind words, and I wish you all the best for the rest of this year.
All right, sounds great. I will stop there.
And then